I came across a site called Social Catfish, and they promised for a small fee to find anyone with the most basic of information. So I paid them some money, and within 48 hours they sent me an email saying they'd found his real identity.
This one was probably the craziest one I've ever seen.
David McClellan from socialcatfish.com says they used email addresses and photos to pinpoint Susanna's catfish.
So it looks like he was using like his son's profile or son's images to contact her and act like he was his son's age.
I was angry, I was upset, I was in denial even, thinking, what if I don't tell him I know?
But Susanna wants final proof, so she calls him and hears his unmistakable Scottish accent.
I don't want to call you Richard, because you're not Richard.
No, my name's so call me.
He confesses to everything.
Oh, God, help me. Well, you know, I'm married, you know, I've got children.
The nude photos.
Do you still have nude photos of me?
No, I didn't. I deleted them.
And the photos of his son.
You know how you use photos of...
Yeah.
He doesn't know you've used them, does he?
Oh, God, no, he doesn't.
Have you anything to say about this? In there he was denying that he'd got photos or asked other girls for photos. Do you believe him?
I honestly don't know what I believe anymore. I couldn't believe that he lied to me for 12 years, so the fact that he managed to makes me question anything he says is truth.
This man isn't just some shadowy figure on the internet. He's actually a lecturer, someone you'd expect would know better. Susanna says several times she asked to meet and he always refused. Research now suggests that 40% of internet predators choose not to meet their victims, but rather get their thrills by demanding naked photos and having sexually charged conversations online.
You don't actually have to meet that person to commit an offence.
Detective Adam Edwards from Task Force Argos says it's not unusual for victims to keep in touch with online predators for years. In Susanna's case, she says she kept in contact with her catfish on and off for more than a decade.
The offender is grooming that child to believe that they're very important and they want to maintain this relationship. And so it's very detrimental to that child.
Are you at all concerned for Susanna's well-being? She says she's still struggling to come to terms with this.
She will have been feeling a lot of guilt and a lot of shame over all these years, which is why she's not talked about it.
I know he was communicating with other teenagers. I know sometimes he'd threaten me that he'd leave me and get with one of them if I refused to do something he requested.
Susanna hopes anyone else who had similar dealings with him will now come forward. What would be your advice to young teenagers who are communicating with people on the internet?
If you feel that there's anything wrong, trust your gut. You're not betraying the other person to want information which tells you exactly who you're really talking to.
You lied to her for more than a decade about who you were and how old you were. This is inexcusable behaviour.
Susanna has given a statement to police and will be interviewed by a crime task force dealing with sexual predators.